You're down for the experience. And a lot of times, that's what ends up happening. It's like I'm treated as a experience and not being treated as a human being. You know, so again, people want to hook up. They want to sleep around with you. You know, literally, they will only message you for sex. And here it is. If that's all you want, great. But arguably, those of you who are asking me to talk about these videos and putting these requests in to talk about dating, romance, love, romantic partnerships, and relationships as it pertains to intersex and trans people, most of us are looking for actual committed relationships. Or I shouldn't say most of us, but some of us are looking for romantic committed relationships. We're not all looking to just be your sex toy, your booty call, your sneaky link. And it sucks when the people that are pursuing you or coming your way are only interested in using you as a human masturbation toy. Excuse me. So that can become rather annoying, because it's like, you only want me for my body parts. That's it. You're not interested in me as an actual human being. So, and then also in my experience, sometimes it's hard to decipher who's for real and who's just trying to sleep around. And I say this because you literally have people who they will literally fake like they like you, like they care about you. I mean, literally lead you on, right? You're accusing me of leading you on because you assumed that I was cis. Well, I'm also accusing you of leading me on because you're the one that wanted to spend time together all the time, wanted to text throughout the day, wanted to FaceTime, wanted to, cuddle. And you also are the one using the L word well before it even popped in my head. Also, you're the one that unprovokingly started describing how you are a monogamous person and you're relationship oriented, when that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. But a lot of times, how are we going to know that off rip? We're not. We just end up finding out later down the road that this was bullshit. And that unfortunately happens to a lot of people, regardless of them being cisgendered, intersex, transgender. But I feel like for trans folks and intersex folks, it seems to happen more often than it should. It seems to be more of a reoccurring experience that a lot of us have. And that sucks. Because, again, I agree, we deserve love too. We deserve to be seen as full human beings and not just sex toys. I agree. And at the same time, I also look at the reality of things. Now, there was also the huge conversation on T for T, transgender for transgender. Now, this is the other issue why I feel like, number one, when we say T for T, there's also obviously C for C, because a lot of times cis people are not interested in having relationships romantically with trans folks. And then also there's a nice amount of cis people that are not interested in having sex with trans folks, or shall we say, there's a nice amount of folks that will have sex with you, but they don't want other people to know that they are sexually attracted or physically attracted to you as a trans person and or an intersex person, right? So you run into that dilemma. The other aspect of this that some of us have experienced with the T for T is, number one, I would love for more trans people and or intersex people to date each other, be with each other romantically. I would love that. And also, at the same time, that's not realistic. And I'll list a few reasons why it's not realistic. The first reason why it's not realistic is we only account for 1.6% of the population. The other 98.4%, based off of the current data and information that we have, are cisgender. There's not enough of us for us to all date each other. It's just not. Okay? Also, number two, transgender, being transgender, being trans, being intersex, that is an adjective. Okay, that's not a sexuality. That is an adjective. And what I mean by that is, just because somebody else is trans and you're trans doesn't mean that y'all are going to have the same sexuality. And even if y'all do have the same sexuality, or one of you is fluid and open to whomever, sexual wise or romantic wise, doesn't mean that you're going to be attracted to each other. So it's like, also, number three, age. Out of that 1.6%, there's a decent amount that are under the age of 18. So if you're an adult, you want to likely, and I hope and pray, that you're talking to other adults. So again, not that many of us, everyone doesn't have the same sexuality, and even if they do, they're not necessarily all going to be attracted to one another. So, realistically speaking, you're more likely going to run into another cis person than you are to run into an intersex or a trans person. And, or shall we say, those who are open and out about it, because that's the other aspect of this. Is there 98.4% of the human population being cis, or is it that everyone's not out the closet? Not to mention, there's not enough genetic testing. So you have a lot of folks that are calling themselves cis, but if they did the genetic testing, would find out that they're not cis. And you have a lot of people, which is unfortunate because I kind of went through the same thing. You have a lot of people who didn't find out that they were intersex until years down the road, like because their parents kept that information from them. Okay, but I think also people be in denial as well. And at the end of the day, people can identify as however they choose to, because I'm a big firm believer in bodily autonomy, and I can't tell you who you are or what you are or what you like and what you don't like. That's up to you. So you have intersex people who identify as cis. You do. Okay? So it just needs to be said. So with that being said, also location, when we talk about 1.6% of us, at the current time being trans, location is a big factor, because a lot of times if you're not living in a major city or nearby a major city, your options to not only meet other folks, just in general, for platonic relationships, for friends, to go out and have fun, let alone romance, is very narrowed down, because you don't live in an open environment. A lot of times, regardless if a person is cis or trans, people that are in the LGBTQIA+ community typically have to go to larger cities or live near a larger metropolitan area to meet each other, and to have options to have events and avenues that are centering us. When you live in Hickory Dickory Dock, it's not safe. Hell, it's not safe in the major cities a lot of times, but it's a lot more safer than when you're living in Hickory Dickory Dock. Okay, everyone's not out. You have a lot of people, like in my area,